Welcome back. Today on Real Reviews, we are here with an AmChef juicer. This juicer was actually sent to us by AmChef, so thank you guys for sending this out. We're going to be taking it out of the box, seeing what we have in here, and then we're going to be trying out some juicing and seeing what type of juice we can actually get out of some different various fruits, and finally making an actual juice recipe. So first of all, this is actually the AmChef model SJ036, and some of the specifications they have on the box, it says it has intelligent protection chips, 60 decibel motor, so it's low noise, reverse function, so it avoids getting stuck, and it also has safety protection of overheating. So that sounds very nice. Let's go ahead and get this out of the box and see exactly what we have in here. All right, so first off, there's really nothing on the top to see, just some styrofoam. So we're gonna have to go ahead and flip this over, do an auto unboxing, and there we go. You have your nice little AmChef instruction manual, slow juicer, SJ036. And this is a nice booklet, actually. Pretty cool. A lot of cautions and tells you kind of how to put it together. We'll get to that in a minute. It does also have an instructional video, I saw it said there. All right, so just take your power cord down. Gonna take your first piece off here. Ooh, look at that. So first off, we have the cups. Now this one actually has some pretty cool catcher cups, what I can see so far. They're bigger than most of the other juicers that I've gotten recently. So these are pretty cool size. I mean, I think that's actually a workable size for juicer cups. So I would definitely have to say thank you, AmChef, for that. We also have, what is this right here? This looks like the, I don't know, whatever you use to push the stuff down with. So we have that. And then we have the actual juicer itself right here. Looks like it has a nice big chute right here to spit out all of the pulp. So that shouldn't be getting stuck. And it has a nice little anti-drip spout right here. So you can go ahead and get your juice out. And it looks like a safety feature right there. And also has the actual blade inside of there, or the auger inside of there. So we're going to take a look at all of that in just a moment. And this juicer is kind of cool because it really doesn't have a lot of parts. So that's the nice part about it, is when you're cleaning it, you only have so many parts to deal with. And then always you're going to have one of these cool little brushes. So this kind of gets in the area where it's actually spitting out the pulp. You can kind of clean that out, kind of brush everything out with that. And last but not least, we actually have the base right here, nice and shiny looking. This is not actually a suction cup, but it's kind of sticking. I wonder if it sticks to the counter. Let's see. That's pretty cool. Look at these things. They're not actually suction cups. They don't look like suction cups, but they actually stick. So I guess it won't move around. I've never seen that before on the other juicers. The actual filter itself, it looks like it has two different size holes. I believe it's like 2 millimeter and 0.6 millimeter. So that's kind of cool, because what that allows you to do is it allows you to actually get the pulp through and squeeze the juice out without it just getting stuck and just, coming out all over the place. So we're going to see how that works. But this basically just goes down into the spot here. Let's see how this goes. So it looks like you put that down. This goes on top of it like this. And it has like a little spot right here on the side where it turns into. So it's kind of like turns in and locks. So that's pretty much it. Then you have your cups. And the cups, they reach almost all the way up to it. So that is really nice right there. I kind of like that. It looks pretty cool. I mean, so far I'm liking it. Build quality seems pretty decent. And right now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and just wash this thing up, and we're going to start putting some fruit through it. We're going to see what we can and cannot juice and how much juice we get out of it. All right, so we just got everything washed. All the pieces are washed. We're going to show you how to put that back together in just a second. First, let me just mention, this is actually a masticating juicer. It is different than a centrifugal juicer. And the difference is that a centrifugal juicer actually spins a blade and everything kind of goes through it and it chops it up really, really fast. And this actually has what they call an auger. And this auger bit actually squeezes the juice out of it. So this is what they consider like a cold juicer, or not really a cold press juicer, but what they call masticating. So this kind of just like squeezes everything out of the vegetables, and it's supposed to be better for you for actual juicing purposes. So that's pretty much the difference there. All right, so it does say here in the manual, attention, the juicer is not suitable for juicing very hard or fibrous and starchy fruits or vegetables, such as sugar cane. There are some fruits which contain too much starch to juice. Some examples are avocado, bananas, figs, mango, papaya, dragon fruit, strawberry, grapes without seeds, etc. So basically, certain types of fruits are not going to be able to be juiced. Certain types of things are not going to be able to be juiced in this type of juicer, because it just has too much starch, what they call it. They're just kind of like too, like, I don't know, squishy. I don't really even know how to put it. and it'll just clog up everything. So like I tried to juice a banana before and it just like clogs up everything. So you really can't juice stuff like that. So just remember that, guys. The other thing that I did find in the book as well, which is interesting, is that it says that you want to limit your juicing time to 20 minutes or less because you don't want to overheat the juicer. And you really don't want to be putting anything that has like pits or seeds, or if you have something that's like hard fibrous, like I guess something like a celery or something, you want to cut it into smaller pieces so you're going to be able to juice it a little bit better. So usually no peels, pits, seeds that must be removed from oranges, lemons, grapefruits, and melons before use. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to do that. I'm going to actually try it both ways, and we're going to see what the difference is. But according to the instruction manual, you don't want to put anything in there that has, pits or seeds in it. Obviously, pits, you definitely can't juice it. Seeds, like an apple, usually with these type of juicers, I'll just throw a whole apple in, and I don't usually have a problem. But anyhow, guys, these are all the pieces. So first of all, this is your cup to catch the pulp. Pretty nice cup. And then your cup over here for your juice actually does have measurements on it. It has it in ounces and it has it in milliliters. Kind of hard to see probably on camera, but it is actually here. It does also have like a little pour spout, so you can actually pour your juice out, which is really nice. So you have that. Now you actually have your actual container right here, which is going to be where all the juicing pretty much takes place. And down here, as you can see, you have your two different filters. You have your 2 millimeter and your 0.6 millimeter filter right here to help you be able to get everything out of your fruits and vegetables. Then you have your auger right here that's going to be squeezing all the juice out of everything. And then finally, you have this bottom piece right here, which is going to be throwing out all of your pulp. And this is going to be where all the juice is going to be coming out. So the way that you put this together is pretty easy. This piece is going to go on first. It just sits down in the hole like that. Then you're going to take your auger. You're going to just stick it right inside, just straight down. It only fits in one direction. Let me just show you real quick how this looks on the bottom. So it has kind of like I don't know, 5, 6 sides there, and this is the same way. So it really only fits one way. You don't have to turn it or twist it or lock it in place like some of the other ones do. You just push it straight down. You get it in like that. You push it straight down, and then it's in. Last thing you're going to be doing is this piece right here. The canister, it actually locks into place up here at the top. So you're going to put it in like this. You just go straight down. You just turn it, and it locks right into place just like that. And here is your actual power control knob. You can see right here, you have on, off, and you have reverse. So that's pretty much that. So really, I'm going to actually use it probably this direction. Be controlling the knob with my left hand and having my juice cups over here. So this is juice cup, that's pulp cup, and that's pretty much it. And now when you actually push this down, it has to be locked in, or else it won't juice at all. That's a safety feature. Okay, so I wanted to just get a tape measure and measure the size of the opening here at the top, how big this is. We can kind of see it is what, about roughly 5 inches. So that's pretty big. It's a pretty big opening, 5 point something, just say 5 inches for all intents and purposes. And height, we're talking, let's go ahead and close that up a little bit there. Height, we're talking about what, 17, maybe 17.5 inches roughly. And then depth, if you need counter depth, we're talking about, let's see, maybe like 8 inches, probably about 8 inches deep, 8.5 inches with the little spout sticking out. So it's relatively small for your countertop. It does weigh roughly about 7 pounds. It's 250 watt, 120 volts. And now it does have those little suction cup like things on the bottom. So it is kind of hard to push it around once you kind of have it down on your counter. So I mean, you're going to know obviously where you juice mostly and how it works best for you. I kind of figure it out here for myself as well. Let's go ahead and plug it in. And this is just a normal 2-prong plug, by the way. There's no ground on it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and grab an apple, and we're just going to put an apple in here and see what happens. All right, so we're just going to throw the apple right in the top. Go ahead and take a look at it. Just right down there inside. Go ahead and lock this in place, just like that. Now this is actually closed, so the juice isn't going to be coming out, and this is ready to be able to spit out all of the pulp. So let's go ahead and just turn this thing on and see what happens. Wow, it's getting it pretty good there. I like these straight down designs too, because you don't really have to push it down with the pusher or anything. It kind of just gets it. Here comes some pulp. Now these are slow juicers, so don't expect it to be fast. That's why it's called a slow juicer. Oh, look at that. It's a little noisy, as you guys can hear, but it's not like completely too much or overpowering. But I mean, that's what juicers do. They make noise. So So look, there's a couple little pieces still stuck in the back there. Let's go ahead and stop it and see what we got going on in there. So there is like a piece kind of stuck in the back there. It didn't kind of go all the way through. So we'll just call that done for right now. Let's see how much juice we get out of it. Not bad. All right, let's check it out. So we see the amount right here. This is 5 ounces right here. So this line right here is 5 ounces. So that gave us about 4 ounces of juice out of just one apple. So that's pretty good, actually. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and try to get a handful of carrots in here. Carrots are usually a difficult thing to juice because they're really, really hard. So we'll go ahead and turn it on, and we're just going to throw them right through the top here. Definitely spitting out some pulp. See how much juice it made. And there are still a couple in there just kind of flipping around. I don't know if you can see through the top what's going on. Look at the hole. I think I pretty much got them. It's crushing up the last couple right now. All right, we're gonna call that done for now. Let's see if we got any carrot juice. Now we already had about 4 ounces, so let's see what we get out of this. Wow. That little handful of carrots. It wasn't even like a big handful, to be honest with you. It was very little. That is not bad at all. So it's almost about 5 ounces. We got like an extra ounce of juice out of just that little bit of carrots. Maybe a little bit over an ounce of juice. So that is pretty good right there. I really think that's pretty good. And so far, I mean, it hasn't seemed to clog up or anything. All right, let's go ahead and try this real quick. Let's see if we just take some kale and we just throw it aside of here. It's going to be able to juice it. Just toss it right into the top. Let's see what happens. You can take a look from the top. If it's grabbing it or not. It's grabbing that kale too. Look at that. Little by little, it's getting it. This is something that's really, really hard to juice, guys. Kale and spinach and stuff is just not that easy. So let's see if anything even came out of that at all. Did we get any juice out of this kale? What do you guys think? Tiny little bit. I mean, really not that much. Honestly, when you're doing something like kale, you're doing something like spinach, you probably want to have it mixed in with some other hard vegetables so they can really kind of get through, and the other hard vegetables will kind of squish the softer vegetables and get everything to come through a little bit better. So what I'm going to do right now, let's go ahead and take this apart a little bit here, and let's see if it leaks or if it does anything funny. And then after we get it apart and cleaned up, we're actually going to make a real green juice and see how that comes out. So first things first, we have to turn this. Actually, we're supposed to unplug it first. Let's go ahead and unplug it. Then we're going to turn this top piece. And right here it has like a little lock sign. It's like a lock with a little arrow. So we're actually going to turn it to unlock it. Let's see which way it goes. It actually goes this way. So you're going to turn it to the left to unlock it. And that just comes straight up. Just like that. One piece. Nice mess. And now the kale is still just jammed up in here. A little bit of kale there. Throw that in there. And besides that, I don't think there's anything else really stuck in there. Now, a lot of times you really need to reverse this before you take the top piece off. But since this didn't lock, since this has no lock on the actual masticating blade here, I want to see if it could just like lift out without you having to reverse it or do anything funny. Because most of the other ones are totally jammed. Let's see what happens here. But you just take it out. You don't even have to reverse it. So that's one thing that's definitely cool about this, because the other ones, I mean, one of the biggest complaints is being able to take the thing apart after you juice. And that's what a lot of people get stuck on, because they cannot get this piece off. And they just try to like pull it off in any way that they can, probably end up damaging the juicer. And then they just go and return it because they can't actually get this piece off. But now in this juicer, just came right off. Didn't leak anything. No leaks at all. And that's the problem I was having with another juicer I was using. Just leaking all over the place. And now that's pretty much it. And I mean, you just have this piece to clean. You have this piece to clean. And you have the auger. So you have 3 pieces. Just rinse it out and it's done. All right, so we just got everything all washed and put back together. It was relatively easy. And I want to just show this real quick here, because this is something that most of the other containers, most of the other cups don't include. With these juicers, there's a little pour spout. Go ahead and just pour your juice out. Now, I don't know if this juice has pulp in it or not. We're going to go ahead and try it and see what it is. So this is apple carrot juice, guys. That's really nice. That's really nice juice. I don't taste any pulp in it at all, which is just amazing. That's some really good tasting juice. So it was really easy to clean. All I did was just rinse it. The only thing you want to do is you want to try to make sure that you dry the bottom of this piece really well, because you don't want that to just be dripping, you know, on inside the base of this machine here. Obviously, that's where all of your electronics are. Okay, so what we're going to do right now, we're going to make some green juice right here. There's an actual green juice recipe. So we actually have some turmeric, some ginger, we have some kale, spinach, cucumber, we have a lime, and we also have some celery. So celery is supposedly really hard to juice for most intents and purposes. And these little tiny bits right here of the turmeric and the ginger, you probably wouldn't think you're gonna get any juice out of that. So we're gonna see how this goes. And also, as you already saw before, the spinach and the kale are just really tough to juice. So this is where we're gonna try doing this. We're gonna be able to throw everything in here. And that's one of the nice things about having this type of juicer, is because you can actually just throw everything in, just load everything in. You can close it, turn it on, and just let it do its thing. So just have patience with it, guys, and you will be able to get some good juice. We're going to go ahead and throw the kale in. We're going to throw the spinach in. Get the softer ingredients on the bottom, like this, and then we'll get the heavier stuff in on the top. We'll also throw these other little two guys in, just like that. Let them mix in. Then we'll get the other ingredients like this. Throw the cucumber, the lime, everything right on top, just like this. All right. And then last but not least, we are going to be using a green apple, but we'll just throw the apple in just whole, just like that. There we go. Just toss these in too. Just have everything in there all at once. We can just basically close this thing and let it do its thing. So there we go. Everything is in there for the green juice. Go ahead and close the lid, just like that. Plug it in. Turn the power on. 3, 2, 1. You guys ready? Let's go. Some juice is already starting to accumulate here at the bottom. You see the apple just kind of bobbing up and down, waiting its turn to get juiced. Here comes the pulp. Now, once again, guys, this is a slow juicer, so it does take a little bit of time. So you kind of just get everything loaded up, let it go, and then wash dishes or do something for a couple of minutes while it's doing its thing. You may or may not have to use the pusher, so we'll see what happens with that. Oh, look at all that pulp coming out. Now this straight down design is really cool, because everything just like falls straight into the masticating blade there, and it really just gets it. Starting to grab the apple. Look at that juice just building up. Getting those cucumbers, celery, everything. Just tearing it all apart. Nice job. Go ahead and open it up and get some juice. It's getting totally full. Whoa, look at that. Very nice. Now this pusher is really not that long. I mean, you really can't do much with it. It doesn't really reach anywhere, because it will actually just touch the masticating blade. You can look right here at the side. It actually will just touch it. You don't really want to do that. It's kind of like from just pushing down on the sides. So if someone gets stuck on the side, you can do it. But it will touch the blade there, so be careful with that. You don't want it grabbing this out of your hand. And you definitely don't want to just leave it sitting inside of there either. Has a couple of little pieces that's still stuck there on the side. It's trying to get it. The celery is just really tricky though, guys. Celery is a tricky item to juice. But it's still spitting out some pulp. I think it's just about done. That's it. I think it's done. We could try reversing it. We haven't done that yet. There's just nothing in there. It basically got it all. There's just nothing in there. It pretty much juiced everything. Let's get the rest of it. Wow, look at that. That's quite a bit of juice. That really is. Not bad at all. Let's see what we got there. It's really just hard to see the measurements. That's the only thing. It's really tough to see them. All right, so we actually just got a big measuring cup out right here. We're gonna see exactly how many ounces we have. Just to be sure, let's go ahead and pour this out with a nice little pour spout that we have here. Here we go. So how many ounces did we get? We got like about 14 ounces out of that right there. So that is really good. And this is what we got out of it. So all of that stuff we threw in there, this is all we got as far as pulp goes. And there's actually nothing left coming out. I mean, just this little bit left coming out of the machine here. There's nothing in the machine at all. So we pretty much got everything. This juicer did a really, really good job of making the juice. 14 ounces of juice of that for whatever we put in there. So that is really, really good. I mean, compared to a centrifugal juicer, this is definitely giving you some more juice. Here we go. Here's our nice green juice that we just made. Looking good. Look at that. That's a lot of juice. That really is a lot of juice. This thing made a ton. Good job, Am Chef. There's our nice green juice. Came out really, really good. I really like it. This machine, I think, is my favorite slow masticating juicer so far out of the different ones that I've tried. Now, one thing I do want to mention about this one is that I really like this part about it. You can actually open this up and clean around this whole piece right here, where on some of the other ones just barely opens like that, and you can't like get around it. So this one actually just opens like wide open like that. You could totally clean it. So that's really cool. That's one thing I really like about it. So let me just tell you the stuff I like about it. I really like the cups. I like that this cup has a spout on it. I like that it tells you the different levels of fluid that you have in it, the different levels of juice that you have in it. It has milliliters and ounces. I also like the spout is really, really big, that's able to shoot out any of the pulp because it doesn't seem to get stuck in there. I like the way that you're able to clean the pulp out of there. I like that it only has 3 pieces to clean. This thing, I'm not really into this piece so much, but it definitely did seem to work. You know, it's kind of like rubbery here at the bottom. It definitely did seem to work. So I have to say that I guess I do like it because it's kind of just like for scraping off the sides. And I really didn't need to do a whole lot of scraping, to be honest with you. It really just takes everything straight down into the chute and just puts out all of the juice, and it makes really good juice. I definitely like the juicer. I also like that it has the filter with the 2 different openings. So it has the 2mm, has a 0.6mm, which really it seems to extract the most juice out of your fruits and vegetables. So, I mean, just pretty much everything about it I like. Noise level was not too bad, I mean, for a juicer, because they do make noise. And cleanup was really a cinch. I mean, really, really easy to clean. So I have to definitely say I really like this Am Chef juicer, guys, and I definitely recommend it. If you're interested in purchasing this juicer, I will leave a link in the description. And if you would like to show your support, please be sure to use my links, as they do generate a small revenue for the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell button so you never miss another video on Real Reviews. See you guys next time.